Well, hello everybody. How you doing? This is Smitty right back at you again today. Today, not a long conversation, not me, unless I get some feedback, then that'll help prolong the conversation. But we're just talking about complaining and starts winning. And it's very, very, very important. The reason why I'm picking this up because I just did a training today with Coca-Cola. Signed a pretty big contract with them, but I was talking to some of their sales members. Oh my God, that phone! I always do that when I'm on this doggone blab. um, Complaining, and I was telling them they were saying how they're always complaining. And they're making good money an hour. I'm about to throw that phone. Um, Yeah, my phone does that. But it seems like I always wait until I get on a blab to start making that laughing noise. I'm like, seriously? Um, yes, as I was saying, they were complaining about things on their job and things that's happening in the field and management. And I was telling them that you got to stop complaining so much. First of all, people on their jobs, and I'm saying the same thing to all those business owners, entrepreneurs, that if God lets you have a job, whether you like it or not, and it's paying the bills, you got to be thankful. Um, and hang in there until you find something better. But to get something that was handed down to you as a blessing and complain about it, it won't be long before you have it. And there are people around in this world that don't have the luxury of going to work. And they don't have the luxury of even knowing what a boss is. More or less than paying their bills. They're robbing Peter to pay Paul and robbing Peter to pay Paul and Sally and all the other stuff. And they're not where we are. So I would simply stop complaining instead of taking those negative things. Sometimes when you have a bad manager, and I'm talking from experience, I had a bad manager on my job. This was years ago because now I'm self-employed. But I had a bad manager on my job. But I had kids at home. And I didn't like the job. I hated it. I hated getting up in the morning and going to that doggone job. Because I knew what I was going to get ready to deal with every single day. It was burning me out, pissing me off pretty much. But when I got in the morning and I went in that room with my girls where I gave them a kiss, that's why I got up. And I stayed there for 2 years. And you don't know that manager that was giving me a hard time finally came in and said, do you know why out of all the people on the job, I kept nagging at you? And I said, why? He said, because I wanted you to run this company after I retired. And he said, next Thursday, I'm actually retiring and I've already recommended you to take my position. Yes. So I always tell people, stop complaining and start winning. How do you start winning? Be positive. Be positive. Be thankful. Be humble. And be reminded that if you have something to go to, a wife, a husband, a boyfriend, a girlfriend, a marriage, a church, a congregation, a job, stop complaining. You're more blessed than you ever could imagine. You're better off than other people than you ever could imagine. If you don't believe that, I always tell people, walk into a hospital, go to a nursing home, cut on the news and see all these ambulances. When you're at your job and you hear, that ain't you they going after. Be thankful. Be thankful. Stop complaining and start winning. Start taking those challenges that you're having in your day and learn how to adapt to them. And if you learn how to adapt to them, you get better at what you do. You get better. You know, the most successful person in the world is one that failed. The most successful person in the world. They fail more and still failing in a lot of areas, but their success outweigh the failing. So I want to tell everybody here on this blab today, stop. If you are one that's complaining all the time, you need to quit. And you really need to be thankful for what you have, because there are people that don't have it. And then instead of complaining about it, how you win is you accept the challenge and you get better at it. You adapt. You get innovative. You get creative. My manager would get on my nerves. And I didn't know that he was doing that intentionally. He would rub my nerves the wrong way every single day. But I go back there and I do my job. And I put my headphone sets on and I listen to my music. And sometimes my daughter loves to sing, so I would take some of the CDs that she has and stick them in my recorder on my phone, and they're in my ear. And I hear my daughter's voice and she's singing. And I'm going through my day just as happy as a kid in the candy store. And what happened was I got stronger. And that manager that was giving me a hard time started giving me more responsibility. And I started being over departments that I had no idea I was going to be over. So I started adapting. I hope you get what I'm saying here today. Stop complaining. Start winning. Start getting innovative. Start being thankful. Start being grateful. Remember where you are and look at where others are and see where you are. And I guarantee you would do this. You stop complaining. Challenges are not bad. Challenges make if you can adapt. Challenges are designed to come in your day to make you better. And if you can learn the lesson, you go to a different challenge tomorrow. Sometimes we have the same challenge in our lives because we haven't learned the challenge. And for the last 10 years, and I was just talking about somebody about that today, but for the last 10 years, I met some guys today. I was doing a training this morning before I went to Coca-Cola and signed that contract. I had guys that have their own business, trucking companies, towing companies, nursing homes, air conditioning business, pool businesses. And for the last 10 years, they have made the same $50,000, or they might get $55,000. They fall back down to $50,000 for the last 10 years. You know what? They asked me why, and I sat down to the training today, and I showed them they were doing the same doggone thing 1,000 million times. You get the same results. Bigger trucks, more employees, but same $50,000 a year in profit. You're not growing. You're not passing the challenge. You're not passing the test. And until you pass the test, you cannot reach the mountaintop. When you go up a mountain, if there's a big stone in your way, how are you going to go over? How are you going to get to the top? You got to get innovative and figure out how you can either go through that rock, around that rock, under that rock, or you're going to have to climb over that rock. You got to get innovative. So instead of complaining, instead of whining, look at the challenge and see what is the lesson there for you. And then tomorrow, I promise you, you won't have that challenge anymore. It'll be a new challenge tomorrow and a new challenge the next day. And every time you get the lesson that's there for you, you go to another lesson. But guess what? The most important thing is you get better. And the better you get, the more sharpened you become, the more time you have, the more money you have. And what does time and money combined equal to you guys? Does anybody know? If you have the time and the money combined, what does that equal to you? Someone tell me. Does John, do you know? Christo, welcome, Christo. Do you know? If you get time and money combined, what is the outcome of that? What does that equal for you? Does anybody know? Talk back to me. Opportunity. Okay. Anybody else? Cristiano. Christos. Yes, I'm saying that right. Now, let me tell you what it means. What that means, guys, is when you have time and money combined, it equals freedom. Because keep in mind, there's three types of people, guys. Welcome, Eric. There's three types of people that lives in this world, no matter where they are in the world. The first person is a person that have all the time, but no money. He can go, he can do, he can. Oh man, he's got time to time to time to time, but no money. The second person, and guess who he is? He's a person that have all judges, doctors, lawyers, police officers, fire department guys, engineers, flight attendants. This guy's got time and time and time and time and time, but no time to spend it. But then you have that one person that has both. He's been blessed to have the time and the money. And when you have both of those two, guess what you have? Freedom. I am blessed to say I'm one of those. Time, money equals freedom. That's what everybody pretty much wants. You guys just got off your job. That's what you want. Time, money, and freedom. The problem is you're getting one and you don't have the other. What I teach is how to get both. But that's not the lesson. The lesson is this. The lesson is when you're complaining, you're not focusing on the challenge that is set before you. So I always encourage everybody to not complain, but focus on winning. And how do you win? I'm repeating myself because there's some new guys on, and I don't want them to miss none. This is some good stuff. When you are having we say bad day. I don't like that terminology. When we're having a challenge day, a day that is challenging you, you're like, oh my God, everything that could possibly come shows up. That is not a bad day. It's a challenging day. And what God wants you to do, and what, if you don't want to use nothing spiritual, what is life is doing for you, it is opening a door for you to learn the lesson. Because if you don't learn the lesson today, guess what? It's waiting for you tomorrow. And the next day. And the next day. Until you get the lesson. I always tell people when I'm talking to them, I always say when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. When you're ready for the lesson, the teacher comes. And and he's not, and he give you a lesson, he's gone until you finish the lesson and learn it. But if you don't learn the lesson, guess what? Tomorrow you get that lesson again. How many of you guys know guys that are in relationships, bad relationships, and every single time they get around, I don't care who they get, they're right back where they started from. They didn't learn the lesson. People that drink, and they get in accidents and they run, and always they didn't learn the lesson. So they keep that cycle round and round over again. Learn the lesson, and you'll get a different lesson the next day. So instead of complaining, learn the lesson. Take on the challenge. Get innovative. Get creative, and sharpen your knife. Because that negative is only there to make you sharper into a positive. A negative person is strictly about this. And just like you can think negative, and because if you think negative, you see negative. If you see negative, guess what? You speak negative. If you speak negative, guess what? you receive negative. But suppose you switch that doggone thing around. You think positive, you see positive, you speak positive, and you receive positive. Woohoo! What about that? So I want to just encourage everybody today. If you had a challenging day, learn the lesson, and tomorrow you won't have that challenge. You are going to have challenge in life because that's just a part of life. But it's how you see it, and how you perceive it, and how you deal with it. I always tell people, do not react to a situation. Respond. When you react, you do it without thinking. And a lot of times, most of the time, you want to regret it. But don't react to a situation. Slow down, breathe, and respond. My marriage is a whole lot better now that I've learned not to. You're not gonna win that fight, no way. Save your breath and respond. Honey, you know what? You're right. Can we get this issue later? Can we discuss this since we can't seem to come to an agreement without you arguing? And I'm not going to yell at you because it's just going to escalate this conversation. And I'm not trying to go there with you today. And guess what? She calms down. We talk. We laugh. Right back to the happy days. But when I first got married, it was 2 canine dogs in this house. But not anymore. When are you going to learn to stop complaining, learn the lesson in that day, respond in that day, and not react? And the more you respond and start reacting, the more you're going to start winning. I hope the things that I've been blessed to pass on to you today open your eyes and help you realize things that needs to be done for you to change and live a better life and achieve the success that you're striving for. So before I close my my blab show, does anybody want to jump in the seat and comment? Any questions that anyone may have? Don and Aaron. And let me see what this wonderful person is right here. And veteran. Any comments, guys? Was it helpful to you? Can I get at least, if you got something out of the conversation, can you just put a 1 in the box? If it helped you, if it enlightened you, if it made you put a 1 in the box. Any questions, guys? Is there any questions that's out there? Anybody any questions? Any comments anybody want to make? Aaron and Don, what do you guys think about that? Eric, just noticed Eric was on here. How are you, Eric? I think if we plus money, only questions pops up in my brain is how can I? Because most of the time, that's a good question. The question was asked, how can money and time become freedom? Because most time, if you got all the time and you're broke, you can't do nothing. I mean, independently. Now, most broke people hang around people that got plenty of money so they can borrow and beg and, or the persons. knows their friend and always buying stuff for. So they're sporting them. They're not really. So you ain't really going anywhere like that. And if you have all the time, if you have all the money, but you're always working, then you're not really free, because you got to get up the next morning. Like doctors, I know some doctors, man, that spend unlimited hours on a daily basis in the hospital. From one hospital, and some of them have a hospital and they have their own practice. So you got to leave the practice, go to the hospital. Go to the hospital, leave the practice. Then they go to these trainings because the medicines keep changing. So they got to go to all these seminars, out of town, traveling. Man, they don't have time. Their wives and their kids. When I go golfing to the golf courses here in Florida, I don't see too many doctors out there, or most of the time it's their family that's out there spending the money that the father's creating. So you got all the money, but no time. Or you have all the time and no money. But if you got plenty of money, you're rich, successful, you got to go work for your money. So time is not an issue. So what you got? Freedom. Because you can do what you want to do when you want to do it without any questions. Can you do that now? If you have a job, the answer is already there. No. So you truly do not have freedom, because you got to get tomorrow and do the same thing. And if you stop doing it, your money gonna stop. That's not freedom. Freedom is when you can get up and do what you want to do without any worries. And not from someone else taking care of it, but for you taking care of it on your own, because you have the sufficient amount for yourself without anybody other than the Heavenly Father, Jesus Christ. Other than that, you don't have that issue. So I hope I answered that question for you, Aaron. That's how they both go together, because they equal freedom, because you got both. And 90% of people that you walk around to both, they have one or the other. But to have both, you can have it now. I'm not saying you can't. Oh man, you can have it. But until you receive it, and you don't know when you get it, because I have it, and I know that I have it. Because my wife and I, man, I'm telling you, we just went to a brand spanking new restaurant just opened over here in Ocala, man. It was, the food was immaculate, but it was like $100-something a plate. And I bought for my staff and myself today and picked up the tab. Don't worry about that. And then told them, don't worry about it. It's a blessing for me to do that for them, because I'm in a position where I can. That's my point. Any other questions? Don, are you still hanging around? Dan, I keep saying Don. Is it Dan? Dan. Eric, any questions? Okay. Time is the wealth of the poor. Unemployment ones. You can have time or wealth. Try to choose. Okay, you lost me on that one. Yes or no? What's yes or no? What's the yes or no? That you're there? Oh, you are there. Oh, okay. I got it. So guys, I hope, how you review or change how you're viewing things in your future. Just keep in mind, you don't have a bad day. You have a challenging day. Win the challenge. And to learn the lesson from the challenge so that you can get better at the challenge. Because it's going to come again as a test. And if you pass the test, then that challenge you won't have anymore. I know guys who said they have challenge stealing. And when they surpass that challenge, they don't have a problem stealing. And you couldn't get them to steal, because there's no reason for them to steal. They have enough money, they can buy what they want. No reason to steal. For what? My point exactly. Yes, here, no questions. Oh, okay. I got it. I got it. I got it. So, guys, if there's nothing else to say, nobody want to get in the box and speak today, I am going to get out of here and go surf around and see if I can be nosy in some of these other blabs, because I love getting on them. Just some of the comments, some of the blabs are very educational. Um, blabs where they're goofing off and talking about women, and I don't. I can watch MTV and get that stuff. But when I come on Blab, I come on Blab looking for educational conversations, things that will help me um, get innovative, think about thoughts and stuff that allow me to think outside of the box of where I'm always thinking. And a lot of times, if I can't find them Blab, I go on YouTube and type Les Brown, Zig Ziglar, Jerry Clark, Jim Rohn, and just sit here for hours and just listen to those guys. And I'm writing down stuff that I can put into my seminars that I go out and I do on a daily, weekly, monthly, and yearly basis. Don't talk about it, be about it. Don't complain, start winning. Have a great, successful, adventurous, and a prosperous day. And remember, today you can win. All right.